Hey guys, real quick before this starts. I'm sadly not at all confident of this video reaching very far for reasons that should be obvious. And as you'll hopefully see, I worked insanely hard on it. So I'm gonna go generic for a sec and ask that you like the video, subscribe, comment your own comfort movies down below, and if you can, even join as a channel member or patron if the watch ended up being worthwhile. This is my first time covering films in a major way, and to tell you the truth, I'd really like to do it more. So thanks, I love you, here's your video. Enjoy. My wildly successful attempts to know life have rewarded me with more than one obsession for which to care and cheer, joke and jeer, and finally feature here. Movies. I love movies. The one normal thing I choose to say, and it's the most normal thing possible. Cinema is gaming's favorite tag team partner in art, cause its ability and affinity to spirit our forms away from the world which cares for us not. It's not much weaker, man. So, to the theater we go. But I really wanted my first film-focused countdown to be a comfortable ride, and that was the clicker. We all employ an exclusive ensemble of the fiction that fuels us for emergency cases of boredom and angst. Those elites of our own entertainment that have rescued us so many times that wearing them on our personality is the only thank you strong enough. Our comfort movies. Let's share, shall we? A critical note, while I obviously adore every one of these films immensely, this isn't a definitive ranking of my absolute end-all favorites. Now, some of these are, but it's more so about the piece I'm put at when viewing each, and how much I value and rely on their respective warmth. Example, Jaws and Scream are top 10 greats for me, but Thalassophobia in a can and Peopleophobia in a can don't make for great white noise maracas, you know? Speed, marker, action. School and escapism is like pineapple on pizza. Some say nom 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 nom. Most say yeah, and I say just why? The pizza already got fucking fruit on it. That red stuff, Hollywood liposuctioning this sacred metaphorical balance for some green stuff just about never reaches me. Indeed, oh blessed bringer of math homework, normal thing plus normal thing don't magically equal special thing. Unless you got Danny DeVito teaching, that is. Stories spotlighting a magical misfit kid escaping to school from their Hindenburg at-home family hover over the childhoods of late-game millennials like flies to shit. And thank chocolate cake gobbling God, I picked the one that won't get me into any. Matilda is a gem among down-to-earth slice-of-life kids films. Because despite centering on someone named after a plant, it doesn't directly sit in the dirt. It telepathically floats over it. It's about an eventfully smart girl named I have no idea being perpetually sandbagged by her Danny DeVito dad and Rhea Perlman mom for not acting like a natural wormwood, aka a bitter shrub you can't tell from a weed. Instead, through the comfort she finds in her classmates and a certain special teacher, plays the biblical role of the wormwood, a prophesized star born from the bitterness of man. Suburban whimsy, thy name is Roald Dahl. Not only does Matilda successfully get across its message of a kid's undeserved domestic strife with tastefully abridged restraint, like you get it, her parents and brother are stale gas station jerky. Thank you for not zooming in too close. It manages to not squander its comedy. You got Danny DeVito rum-hamming it up as a shitty, sleazy, car-scamming patriarch.
$5,000? I'm not paying it. What are they gonna do, repossess the kid?
Rhea Perlman, oh my godding on God.
God, your hair looks awful.
And of course, the whitewashed Gruntilda in the room, Pam Ferris as the Trunch Bull. This pickle-marinated Olympian bag of a hag ruling the halls of Crunch'em with the out-of-pocket forces of black comedy. The fucking school is named Crunch'em. She hammer throws first graders by their pigtails. The timeout chair is an Iron Maiden called the Chokey. Holy shit, get this bitch some hinges.
Your mommy is a twit.
Its unique mix of feels, laughs, and even chills brought together by the quirky school atmosphere. It's one of the few movies out of billions to use the setting in a way that invokes happy memories of grade school in me. A reminder of the quaint, weird, one-of-a-kind charm it actually had, and not just the homework rules and bullying we repress. As prophesized, a radiant, special magic from out of a dark, geriatric pit. Why is comfort so good? That's probably the stupidest fucking thing I've ever got hold out of my word hole. But hey, that's theater. The answer? Because Cope is king, and his realm of rule is the fair kingdom of nostalgia. I love when things make me feel like a kid again. You know, back when Blockbuster was the rent payment. Childhood charm, thy name is Muffin.
Muffin?
Who's that?
Muffin.
I mean, Napoleon. Logan, you fat lard, go watch a better movie. Already am, champ. Yep, to me, that name embodies neither Frenchie fuckrag nor Pedro's top voter, but an endearingly gun-ho golden retriever puppy that braved kangaroo country and lived to wag the tail. I don't remember exactly how I came across this cute little flick, but it was probably the figurative eye bleach Mom apologetically bought for me after proudly inviting me to watch. Preschool was weird, man. At the risk of upsetting my inverse hemisphere brethren, sisterin, and theysterin, it's specifically the US redub of this movie that I love so dearly. Its voice work is just way more professional and amusing. Napoleon makes me feel like a wee little one in the best ways, teaming a wascally let-me-at-em canine kiddo up with a bird so viciously vaudeville that it'd make the Mike Wazowski meme face canon. It's just a solid buddy-buddy comic adventure with moments of well-cooked but not burnt coming-of-age theming. Just watching cute animals breathe, backsass, and bond through their inexplicable human sentience. I didn't need much else then, and still don't now. Napoleon makes me smile.
Kill those little hoppy things?
Birdo makes me squawk.
Little hoppy things. Such primitive speech. Kill!
And that psycho little kitty and her Proto-Zero from Lion King 2 voice and piano slammed theme music.
I'll rip it off you.
Yeah. Even the side characters like Pengy and this fucking monitor lizard.
Anyone for thrills?
Boom goes the VHS tape roll and my free 30-year trial of mortality. Fuck. At further risk of self-carbon dating myself, seeing what is essentially Scrappy-Doo perfected follow his little kid dream of becoming a wild dog. It cast me back to the BHI era, before household internet, where even the kids who had TV and game systems still roamed outside with friends half of the time, where every day was an adventure, and ended with you grateful to come home. Call me Muffin too, because this shit got me all soft, warm, moist, and caloric. Holy God, kiss that fucking cook. Movies are nothing if not adaptable. Literally, so much of the eon in which they've enriched was and still is spent adapting other art, almost as an evolutionary aid, or aids, but you know, sticking to good vibes today. Books, folklore, video games, finally beheld by those in the dark. Film adaptations, even when loose, or magnify our entertainment worlds by exporting culture abroad, unironically changing lives with the new content that is shared. I'm exaggerating. 98.9 billion bucks says you're wrong. God damn it! Even in the fucking games list countdown, Bean Boy can't resist stroking his pocket monsters. Hey, don't go blaming Pete Cool just cause you can't stay chill. I don't exactly have to try all that hard to upkeep my image as the original Lysander crying meme, but hey, extra credit. It's kind of amazing that it took me this long to formally say I like the Pokemon movies. I figured it was obvious. I mean, doesn't every fan? Oh, bowing alone again, am I? So be it. Even at its genesis, my relationship with Pokemon was dramatic, for it was its cinematic endeavors, specifically the trailers of the very first, which bestowed my brain the brilliance of this bitchin' brand, with the resulting friendly lending of blue version sealing my canon event. Amazing circumstance aside, I will not sit here and lie that my love wasn't earned. The animated Pokemon films, all of them, embody a strain of eccentric sensational whimsy that I've come to spiritually inherit. They're such brave, fascinating adaptations, so unafraid to take this mostly unserious, unquestioning game us kiddos played and use its voice to pose serious, enriching questions. Why was I born? Am I important to this world? Could a dream be a life? Is my wish what I want? Could darkness be our friend? Yes, the world where grade schoolers pelt pigeons with balls is challenging your introspection. Evidently, most people found that stupid, but I found it innovative. I mean, yeah, why can't something fun for kids be profound for adults? Anything's possible with a strong heart. True, Disney blazed that trail 5.5 decades prior with tons of books, but transforming an 8-bit game into a metric armada of heartfelt, heroic poems. That's so cool! And remembering that I'm talking about movies here, there's tons of objective talent to admire, several being authentically strong standalone films, with many awesome, enduring, and beautiful moments. Real ones know. And even in the weaker entries, it just never gets old seeing gaming's greatest creatures set to cinema scale. And regardless of how you receive the writing or acting, every single one of them is drawn gorgeously, animated gorgeously, and composed gorgeously, ensuring you can basic bitch them with all your heart. For me, so much of it landed and built a happy forever home where it did. Pokemon! Surprises escape science. Something that emerges in the blink of a mind's eye, helming the power to then last forever within. Sounds like a fanatical fantasy the likes of Logic could never have. But just like growing up to learn that each and every one likes different things changes your life in waves, so too does rediscovering an ancient passion you lost on your way there.
Oh, Anastasia. My Anastasia.
I see your nihilistic lobbying for the bullshit that reality and poetry are mutually exclusive, and raise you one of my Tuesday evenings. I was pissed and needed to clean something, and somehow picked our nasty ass shed. In it, our old VHS tapes, and the first to meet me, wait a minute, I remember this movie. Mom got my sister it for Christmas when she was 5. I wasn't even in preschool yet, but it looked pretty, sounded pretty, and made me hate trains. I barely understood the story, I only felt it before, but now I finally knew it. And just in case your bumps have yet to get goosey, this genuinely was Once Upon a December, sharing such a bond with a film all about a woman rediscovering her place in a fabled family which she lost long ago. How am I not blasting Broadway out my lungs right now? All right, puberty. That was a real cough, holy shit. But these Shakespearean bred butterflies in my stomach would crumble if the movie itself wasn't anything special. And goddamn is it. This is one instance of Disney Renaissance copycatting done so fucking well that breaking it to those who cannot tell just feels wrong. Anastasia sings every note of the same lullaby, sustaining that same dream traditional animation addicts never want to wake up from. and beautifully. It sets first-rate hand-drawn animation and haunting musical acumen to a standout historical fairy tale, whimsically interpreting the then enigmatic fate of the titular Grand Duchess, the final breath of Imperial Russia. Yeah, make that comforting. Well, they did, by committing to an overwhelmingly human story everybody can resonate with, discovering who you are, fighting for reunion with family displaced by tragedy, keeping the love you found still left in the world close. Sweet Jesus, my heart. How do we tell him? By leaving! A well-meaning, educated comment. I know it's fantasy. That's why I was happy. Das Vidania, dear Copium. Let us meet again, together in Paris. Feeling small could never be comforting, right? When measured in what is, maybe not. Food chain's a bitch. But measured in what could be, life couldn't be stronger. I wonder if there's a science for that. There is, it's called animation. Half of this video is filled with animated films that comfort me greatly with non-aesthetic qualities, but reserving a pedestal for the one which imbued the magic of the medium into my imagination was a promise I had to keep. Oh, Gumby, take me away. Holy Toledo! Gumby mentioned in 2025? Is Eddie Murphy Greenface back on the menu, boys? Nope, just mine. But, full credit given, very few light it as bright as the legendary Art Clokey's polymorphic pride and joy. Gumby's one and only feature film holds the honor as my most rewatched thing ever. I've seen this movie so fucking much as a kid. It's a miracle I didn't grow up to found Umbrella, fucking confusing people for Play-Doh. No, it's much more innocent. A decidedly child-friendly, moral-charged misadventure where all your plasticine pals band together to raise money for struggling farm folk. No, literally, they play in a band and do charity shows. Oh, also Eva Robot clones. And Star Wars parody. And deadass ending on a soundtrack fattening song. Leaping Tyrannosaurus! The cliche count damn near outnumbers the frame count. Maybe that's the reason David Hasselhoff wouldn't want to be seen with this guy. God fucking bless you if you get that deep cut. I'll concede, the Gumby movie is pure vanilla extract and one of the guiltiest culprits of a TV show film feeling like 2 to 3 standard episodes being force-fed Viagra. But sweet virgin mother of mad matter, it's so amazing to look at. In this magic of bringing things to life we call animation. Claymation, to me, is the end game of the ancients. In that barely anybody performs it anymore, despite feeling so powerful. And this goofy-odd glob of green is its Merlin. It's shiny dirt! Hand-molded, frame by frame, matched to 90 minutes of dialogue, action, and music. To this day, it's such a special viewing experience, realizing just how much love and care went into this emphatically weird world. And thanks to its flexing of this rare, ingenious craft, I quickly grew attached to everything else. I love watching Gumby and his friends. I love their voices. I love hating the blockheads. I love their aggressively Amiga 500 computer.
Robot now locked on target. Contact in 10 seconds. 9 seconds. 8 seconds.
I love the legitimate, uncanny menace of the Gumby robot. And I love the unique musical design. My king of keyframed comfort content. Man, all hail Aardman for sustaining this dying art's pulse, but it sucks that everybody younger than me is completely deprived of the original claymation sensation. I smell reboot potential. Going about this whole blockheads thing the wrong way, guys. It's amazing, isn't it? That we impart such stillness into things that are always moving. Subconsciously freezing rifts of time into these itemized treasures we're terrified of losing. Memories to movies. Movies to memories. The spelling never lies. Both paralyze us with the same precious voltage that even time itself bends to our bonds. We all eventually ask that mortality-tensing question of, God, where does the time go? Awaiting our hope that the answer to the ultimate multiple-choice question is multiple choice itself. Meet the Robinsons passionately promises that even within a titanic temporal flux, the future is always yours to decide. Rivaled only by Puss in Boots 2, this movie is the stealthiest animated banger I have ever seen. I mean, look at this clown. A comedically marketed adaptation of an overwhelmingly kids book balls deep into Disney's 2D downfall era. Danger! Danger, Wilbur Robinson! But through a strong story and even stronger themes. The pose it strikes as it high dives into your heart is so wonderfully whack that even your yet to be imagined children ain't ever gonna forget it. Following an ambitious, inventive orphan constantly crushed by his natural human error, destroying his every chance at adoption, he swears to technologically salvage the memory of his mother giving him up in hopes of finding her, transforming sad past into happy future. But a time traveler hailing from one disturbed comes to warn of a villain threatening to destroy both of their lives with that same technology, with the true solution sleeping secretly within the time-traveling boy's peculiar titular family, the Robinsons. I will not fucking dare spoil it for blind viewers, but the game of Twister this screenplay lays out and dominates is... your heart's gonna feel it in the morning, man. Using time travel, the roided out rodeo bull of writing devices, to illustrate the life-giving and life-taking powers of accepting and rejecting your failures, failing your work, failing your friends, failing your dreams, and why finding the strength to keep moving forward is the hardest but most important thing in the world. As a kid, that made me smile. As an adult, thank you. Just thank you. I've never loved a movie more with age than Meet the Robinsons. It almost makes the future feel not scary. A little wonder goes a long way. It ain't always that deep. Y'all know me, constantly, stubbornly trying to take record-breaking free dives with nearly every dip into the endless stream of media. What Zero Snorkel does to a motherfucker. Look, the shallow end's there for a reason. Sometimes thinking hard sucks as hard as breastfeeding toilet plungers. Everyone loves a laugh, especially when you can feel it outrun its own neuron. Not possible? Bro, the best Tom and Jerry episode ain't even a Tom and Jerry episode. Impossible left the chat decades ago. We've all been read what happens if you give a mouse a cookie, you get a hairy kid without rights. But what happens if you give the little bastard the deed to a bones old Victorian mansion that Nathan Lane and Lee Evans try to clean up and scalp off to the 1990s 1%? The funniest fucking movie of all time. Nothing even comes close to making me laugh as hard as Mouse Hunt does. How hard we talking here? Gentlemen, can your funny bone golf drive through billion-carat diamond? It will after this son of a bitch tickles it. Dedicated fans of the channel will recognize some of this footage, because I find myself splashing clips of this rule-less game of splat and mouse in the big fat house every chance I get. It's about two I'm with stupid brothers who inherit a famous architect's final work from their father William Hickey, rest in peace, but get massively distracted in their efforts to restore and auction it off thanks to a grossly plot-armored rodent they can't resist T-posing over. Tom, meet Jerry. They try everything. Mousetraps, mallets, brooms, more mousetraps, vacuum cleaners, all the mousetraps, Catzilla, Christopher Walken, seriously, all the fucking mousetraps! Frying pans, bare hands, nail guns, shotguns, explosives, and flash flooding. And at the end of each failure, oh, human race, last place! That's how we do it in your worlds. Obviously, black humor slapstick slaps on its own merits, but what really anamorphs me into a Snickers bar is that, aside from a few quick visual gags, they don't anthropomorphize the mouse like Jerry. It's a normal, playing-ass mouse. So it makes Lars and Ernie look like the stupidest, most unlucky fucking jackasses on Earth, declaring nuclear war on such an unbothered, happy, in-my-lane, focused, flourishing little fluffball. That is S-tier dummy comedy writing. And when one of them dummies is Nathan Father fucking Lane, I say,
I don't think we'll be seeing any more of that. See you in hell, mouse. Oh, I forgot to put holes in the box.
God. You know, this explains earthquakes better than science ever could. That shit's just dead people still laughing at their favorite funny movie that they requested to be buried with. Y'all better cremate me and my copy of Mouse Hunt together, else this damn planet goes the way of Humpty Dumpty. Some things you just can't hate. Out of survival. Don't like movies? Cool, that's fine. Get the fuck away from the screen. Don't like animals? Get the fuck off Earth! Animal movies. Tiny man's best friend. That shit was the shit for me growing up. As seen with Napoleon, Mouse Hunt, and I guess technically the Pokemon films, I wear the warmth of that stuff on my sleeve like a gifted sweater from grandma. But for one masterpiece of its kind, warmth turns to love. Burning love, scorching through the fabric and branding my skin with 3 prized paw prints. Come on, guys.
Oh, right. Like if you yap at it, it's gonna come right down and ask you to eat it.
We all have that movie. One which could cast you to the coziness of Home Sweet Home, even if you were in space carving sippy chickens with Saturn's rings. For me, that is Homeward Bound. Nothing encapsulates the coziness of family fuzzies like 3 precious house pets willingly braving the wilderness to reunite with their human family at all costs. Disney remaking their own adaptations wasn't always the masturbating with no shower for a week we know it as today. In fact, what's technically their first ever self-remake is damn near their best ever movies. This perfected form of 1963's The Incredible Journey imbued even more charm and heart into one of the most charming, heartfelt stories to ever feature animals. Donna Mecki as a golden retriever, Sally Field as a Himalayan cat, Michael J. Fox as an American bulldog. There it is. Fucking Marty McFly dog. Best boy plays a good boy. Oh my god, Chance. Chance is the best. Y'all don't even know.
Hasta la vista, kitty!
But damn, the whole trio is golden. Sassy's my favorite bitch character ever. The banter battle she drafts Chance to. Oh, perfect distillation of the I fuck you thing cats and dogs always got going on.
I swallowed a button.
Oh, what a shame. Too bad it wasn't a zipper.
And Shadow. Not quite the ultimate life form, but most definitely the ultimate in capturing the bond between man and man's best friend.
I know you're sad. I wish I knew why.
Homeward Bound walks its 3 fur babies with their heartstrings as the leash, yanking them a few times to make it pound and ache, but in the end, returning them all safe, sound, and closer than ever. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll smile, you'll remember it forever. I've never needed more reasons to cherish my pets, but I don't know, man. I always give them a more special than normal hug every time I rewatch this. No other movie captures the challenges, charm, and truly peerless value of animals so well. And me? Kind of an animal guy. There was an idea to link together a chain of phenomenal stories, to see if film could become something more. So when they needed it, we could form the smiles that they never could. Before, we paid to watch, but now we stay to marvel. Why am I talking up cinema's most famous success story as though it were still special? This shit can legally drive, it's so old. Because I can't just forget that which changed the world of film now that it is. I will face it. I will salute. I will kneel. The Marvel Cinematic Universe asked, what if our many audio-visual narrative fantasies were as one, and sent their best team to answer directly? The Avengers saga of films are the paramount gems of evergreen blockbusters, unleashing the nerd's nirvana that is high stakes, high concept, kick-ass comic book crossover craziness upon the masses, transforming trips to the movie theater into the same and all emotional adventures which filled the dreams of countless readers for decades. Not only has the wow factor of all four of these films barely budged, they're just full force action masterpieces, following this found family of phenoms as they avenge Earth from the dangers of extraterrestrial terrorism, AI unmatched, macrocosmic crystals, and even themselves. God, I can't think of a more impressive balancing act of so many great characters, speaking such entertaining lines, enduring, engaging conflicts, set to such exciting sound and flashy effects at the scale of a second moon. It's such reliable entertainment, and I have never shot down any thought to put them on for background noise. And on a personal note, they ended up as one of the few things I can grade A geek out over with my mom. She and I, no joke, saw both Infinity War and Endgame in theaters together 10 times each. Thank fuck we went halfsies. Look, I know, they're not flawless, and maybe other films have left me with more morally rich values. But what the Avengers have done for my enjoyment of the medium and the spirit of cinema, I'm not kidding. It makes me tear up a bit. They spectacularized the theater-going experience and those who cherish it. When one comes out, it's something all of us share with all our hearts, all at once. And nothing about a movie is more comforting than bonding with others over it. Being shoveled that outdated wisdom that you're stupid for caring about anything that isn't actually real hits like a pre-chewed pie to the fucking face in a world where real people don't even feel real anymore. Yes, Buzz Killington, plastic rectangles is plastic rectangles. But when real people with real passion stuff them with real values, real genius, and real artistic achievement, well, point plastic rectangle. Once upon a time, a particularly fat stack of word napkins told us all that those of metal felt not what flesh could, and they all lived scrappily ever after. But then, as if out of justice, a little bird told me and my entire generation that so long as fear is no object, they too are who they choose to be. Everybody tell Brad thank you. That's right, we did it! We killed objectification! And all it took was the Iron Giant. Let me tell you a little something about me. I was once a doomer, but over effectively an eon of always getting crushed by the malignant gravity of our screaming, angry planet, I just got tired of hating. Ever since, I just chalked that amazing change up as a freak miracle. Until I realized exactly what the greatest animated film ever created gave to me. The iconic tale of an alliteratively named American youth discovering, rescuing, and befriending an enormous alien automaton amidst the Cold War was already destined for entertainment greatness. I mean, funny kid plus giant robot divided by the square root of top of the line 2D animation equals yes! This could have been brains off and still be a fun time. But Good lord, they switched on the brain, they switched on the heart, they switched on the whole damn nuclear reactor! Watching the friendship between Hogarth and the giant is such a valuable experience, blending the allure of alien intrigue with the purity of unconditional humanity, while never letting one uncontrollably scare the other, which is phenomenally emotional when set during one of the most foreignly fear-stricken eras in actual history. The US government homes in on the two, fearing the giant to be an Omega-level weapon sent to destroy. And despite the ultimate truth, Hogarth and Dean, we like Dean, sharing their souls with the giant, transformed him into the loving hero they all needed. This will thunderclap you in the feels. It fucks me up every time. But I'm so grateful for what this story taught me. A movie that acclaims the life-lifting power of heating your heart in a terrifying world. That no matter what, love must never be lost to fear. It is always worth it to care. Even if all you have is an object that no one else likes. Everybody deserves to hear that. Everybody needs to hear that. Everybody deserves and needs The Iron Giant, my favorite film of all time. This is being Fawful's Minion. Me go, you stay. No following. Except please do. I worked really hard on this. I'm fucking crying. And now, give it up for the high-tier patrons. Krusty Krabby, Pokemaster 2255, Sonic Gaming Kirby Fan 2005 V4, The Lost Soul 190, Super Breddy's YouTube thingy, Zing 9268, Alfredo Jones, Anthony M. the Gamer Artist, Azazel the Undying, Bombers Bee, Bosnian Dave, Brandon McDaniel, Brandon Nance, Buzzsaw the Righteous, Chibi Emiko, Cortamanch 437, Cyan Drago 456, Daniel Nance, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Demo Webster 22, Diamond Ice, Eddie Toxpin, Egbert Milton, Emerald-192, Emily Infinite, Fiery Yoshi 1337, Firefly 58, Fog Weaver, Hallie Vetica, Hero for Life, Hydra the Hydra, Jake the Snake Ironstorm, Jobot 011, Jordan McCon, Kennethon, Kirby 484, Kyle Wee 21, Lady Archimedes, Local Forest Cryptid, Love, Luke Ariotrix, Masao, Mono Herobrine, Morgan Arvite, Night Shadow Lucario, Nova Strife, Panther J, Patrick Sandlin, Peter Shepard, Pitterpalm CB, Pokemon Fan 613, Rave Lord, Ren, Renaku, Lord of Shadow, Roberto del Fuego, Shade, Shining Silvally 777, Shugo, Sobata 92, Soundwave Fan, Steel Joe 1120, Stephen Geller, The Gag Reflex, The Pumpkin Usurper, TJ Stanley, Tubazo 1989, Vicmeister 1999, Zay Zandler, Z-Man 777813, Mitchell Roberts, Crunchy Boy, Luigi the Waddle Dee. May we meet again.